So, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Combiner Wars aerial bots. And this is every single aerial bot. And as far as these guys go, they were the first wave of Combiner Wars, mostly. The reason I say mostly is because they released Drag Strip in Wave 1, like I'd mentioned in that review, and then Air Raid, and I just knocked them all over. Air Raid actually just caught himself. But Air Raid over here, he came out in Wave 2 for some reason. And as far as this group goes, we've taken a look at every single one of the deluxes. I am not kidding. He's in the Bruticus set. He's in the Leo Kaiser set. He's in the Leo Kaiser set. And he's in the Bruticus set. The only mold here we actually haven't seen yet is the Silverbolt mold, or have we, because everything is Combiner Wars Silverbolt. And I mean, it's a good set. It's not a bad set, and I wish I could go back in time to where I just got these and was like, whoa, these are amazing, whoa. But when it comes down to Combiner Wars, were they really that amazing? Like, the Combiners, to me, mostly still look good, except Menasor. And as much as I see everyone saying, oh, we need new Combiner teams. We need new Combiner teams. Do we? We needed a new Menasor, because the Menasor sucks. Everyone said that thing sucks since it released. So why would they just go and say, oh, you know, let's go back and do every single one of these things. And then we have one deluxe slot for every wave. Gone. Again. They had a whole line dedicated to Combiners, and I still think a lot of them hold up. The only one who didn't was Menasor, and we got a new one. We got a new Menasor, who's good. I hear. I kind of wanted them, but $300. These guys used to retail for, like, not even $150, by the way. Where I live, it was $23 a deluxe. So it was like 90-some dollars for the 4 deluxes and like 30. So it was like 120-ish for the whole combiner. Like, insanity. But we have these guys. And we're going to take a look at all the deluxes first, of course. I don't know how much of a look we're going to take, though, because like I said, we looked over all of them. I'm going to revert back to the old formula, just looking at the figure, like from the Bruticus review, at once. So let's just get into this. And the first one we're going to take a look at here is Alpha Bravo. And as far as Alpha Bravo goes, he is... oh, he's fine. He is the only non-original member of the aerial bots here because they didn't release Slingshot or Slugslinger. They later did as an exclusive, much like every other one that they cut out of the group. Ironically, even for Groove, who didn't actually get cut out of the Protect-A-Bots, he just got made into the more logical scaling, ironically, because it doesn't make sense for a bite to be combining with a helicopter. It doesn't. So, yeah, I didn't really care about any of these extra guys, especially Slingshot or any of them, because it's not like they were original molds. They were just repaints of a character that was already in the set. In the case of Slingshot, he was literally Blast Off, so he's Fireflight. And as far as Alpha Bravo here goes, same thing as Vortex. Exact same thing. Exact full repaint of Vortex. Same gun thing, except it's in black this time, instead of that gray color. Weapon is the exact same, but in black, but here it is. Looks nice. I do like the kind of copperish paint on the arms there for the missile. I do like that. As far as the head goes, I do like the orange stripe with the gray. I think it does look pretty cool. And my fondest memory of this guy is that I got him at Target while it was closing, because Target was in Canada for a year, which I'm still mad about, by the way, Target. Why did you do that? Oh, they didn't get the numbers they got in the... No, shit, you didn't get the goddamn numbers. It was in Canada for a year, and there's less population as well, which is kind of funny. It's like, yeah, we didn't get the same numbers. Like, what? You should have just kept around for another year. God, I hate that. I really do. But, like, as far as it goes, it's just a fine enough figure, as I've said many times. By many times, I mean one other time. This mold will pop up one more time in Combiner Wars. that I own, anyway. It popped up another 2 times with 1 combiner. But, I mean, as far as he goes, good enough. The orange is nice. Orange is my favorite color, so I do like when orange shows up. And, I mean, it's just a nice enough looking figure, all things considered. The backpack's the backpack, and he's still got these on the lag. And we're only going to cover articulation once, of course, because none of these guys have anything different in articulation. Ball joint in the head, forward and back, outward, elbow, upward, swivel, forward and back, and knee, and that is all. And a waist. I did with the waist. They all have waists. Every deluxe has a waist. I mean, good enough. Fine enough figure. Not much more to say because we've already taken a look at him. So let's get into the transformation, which, yes, I'm going to do this time. And to transform Alpha Bravo, simply take them, take the propellers, flip them out like so. Take his backpack. Now, mine, it's tight and actually is broke. It actually cracked. So I can't push that down all the way. Because if I do, I'm going to risk breaking off the whole tail fin, which I don't want to do. Open up the back here, rotate the waist, and then take these strut-type parts. I like how that's become, like, the most common way to do this now, the lag transformation with the shrinkage instead of those, like, weird push-down mechanisms. Like, we used to have those for, like, every figure. Now they don't even exist anymore. Which I think is just kind of a cool factor of it. Like, the last figure I think to use it was the drag strip mold. But it's a bit weird. It's weird to say the drag strip mold because we have a new drag strip mold. But the Combiner Wars drag strip mold. And here is Alpha Bravo's helicopter mode, which is the same as Vortex's, but white and blue. And it looks nice, I guess. You know, it looks good. Propeller does that now. It's a fine enough alt mode. It's good enough. And as far as this guy goes, I might give the ratings along the way here as well, because it makes it a little easier. So as far as he goes, he's like a 3. He is a 3 out of 5 figure. He's decent enough, but, like, he's not the best. He does have his benefits, but, like, he's just good enough, you know? If you turn him over, the whole robot mode's right there, and then, like, they tried up here, and then halfway they said, nah, we're good. And I mean, he's decent, he's good, he's fine. That's Alpha Bravo. Fireflight. So Fireflight here is, he is a bit better. I do like this mold a lot more than the Alpha Bravo mold. As far as he goes, here's his gun thing. Just to get it out of the way, because he likes to hold that, but not his actual gun. We'll get to that. There it is. Very nice. Probably the best of them because it has the actual regular 2 barrels. It's also very dusty. As far as his gun goes, he can't hold it too well. Like, look at it. Like, I've never seen a figure have such a loose grip on their own gun. Look, he can't even hold it in the left hand. What? There's straight up no grip in that left hand. Like, I've never seen it that loose. Anyway, as far as the arms go, anything like that, his arms are a bit skinny, I find. I don't know what it is about them, this mold in particular, with the skinny arms. Because the other ones have these big, bulky arms, and then you got this one, where there's, like, these little tiny arms. They do have little guns built in, though, which is nice. At least they have that. And the thing I like about Fireflight is that he goes from a primarily white bot to a full-on red plane. That's what I kind of like. There's a bit of red, but, like, he's primarily white. His arms and legs are white. His head's white. Most of the chest is white. There's, like, a bit of red. But it's like you turn him around, it's like it's all red back there. And that's how the G1 figure was, too. But, I mean, you know, it's just a decent enough look. I'll give it that. It looks good enough. Head sculpt's nice. The mouth plate and everything. I mean, he does look good. There's gun. It's flamethrower. To the pile. I mean, that's him, pretty much. So let's get to the transformation of him. Transform him. You just push the legs down, like always. Rotate the head. push that down, and then take the arms, push them back. And as far as these guys go, they all transform the exact same. Exact same with one different trick. That was the whole thing of them. And his different trick is the tail fin. That's not a joke. I noticed it when I was a kid, and I notice it now. It is just how it is. They basically made all these figures transform the exact same way. And that was a complaint, and they changed it up the next wave. And he does have a landing gear. He's the only one with a landing gear other than Silverbolt, but he's the only deluxe, oddly enough. And there he is. And he doesn't actually even need it. Actually, he does need it. Wow, I always thought he didn't need it, but no, he kind of does. And there he is, and I like the plane. I do like it, because it's just such a difference from the robot. He goes from white to red with white wings. It's really nice. Turn him over, he's completely white, though. I mean, it's a nice plane mode. I like it. I don't know the exact plane it is, so there is that. But hey, it is a good enough plane for him. It is nice. And I do like it more than Alpha Bravo. But as far as the rating on this guy goes, he gets a 3.5. He's definitely better than Alpha Bravo. Doesn't make him the best, though. So let's get into the next figure, which is going to be Air Raid. Air Raid. And Air Raid is a interesting one. Same type of concept, where he goes from a fully white and red robot mode to a black jet, where he has no black really showing in the alt mode outside of the plane bits on his back and legs. That is it. And he is a remold, as I mentioned in the Guy Hawk part of Leo Kaiser, of Skydive over here. Skydive. And they're pretty much the same figures. They also have the exact same two accessories, which I will not be showing on Skydive now, because they are the exact same, just Skydive's gun is black, and the only difference is that the hinge there is black on Skydive's and not white. As you can see, we have this double-barrel shotgun thing, which we've seen before in the Leo Kaiser review 4 times. We've seen this twice in that review as well, which is this missile thing. So yeah, a lot of reusage here that we've already seen, like I mentioned. That's why we're kind of just running through the deluxes. We've already looked at these guys a bajillion times, and I'm sure other people have seen them a ton too. As far as he goes, looks nice. Has that same kind of copper color that Alpha Bravo had on the arms. Also has it on the chest a little bit, but it looks a little more brown because it's on the red. Bit of a chip down here. Barely noticeable, but it's there. Backpack does clean up the most. You know, I just realized we've taken a look at Skydive and him another time. Another time. Darkwing and Dreadwind. Literally these two. Literally just him and Skydive. Again, but slightly remolded. Wow, these things got around, didn't they? And I mean, you know, he's just good enough, I guess, you know? I like the head. This is the most blank of them all, but I like that little touch of blue. It's a different color from the whole thing, because blue shows up like twice throughout the whole set, and it's on the same color that's on Alpha Bravo and Fireflight. Get to this one, it's like an icy blue, and it's kind of metallic, and it's nice. Also, he has a little Autobot logo on the shoulder, whereas most of them have it on the chest. He's the only one with it on the arm. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty good. He is my second favorite. My favorite is Skydive, but that is his robot mode. So let's get to the alt form. So to transform him, take the legs, open them. This is literally, I don't need to describe this. It's just the same thing again. We've seen it twice now. We don't need to see it again. Fold down. Fold arms out. Fold these down. Fold arm back. Arm peg in. Fold down. Fold down. Fold down. Flip back. Flip back. Ta-da! And you get probably one of my favorite jet modes. It's the second favorite jet mode as well. And like I said, I like how it goes from a fully white and red bot to a black jet mode. And I think it looks awesome. And I like the kind of wings with like the gold and the red and the silver. It's really nice. I like this jet mode a lot. I really do. I think this one's good. And of course, his different trick is with the wings, how they work. Because they work by flipping down and folding out instead of just flipping down. Ooh. Anyway, pretty cool. Looks pretty nice. Underneath's an absolute travesty like the rest of them. But hey, there it is. That is Air Raid. So let's get into the final deluxe, which is Skydive. Skydive! And Skydive, as I mentioned, has two accessories we've already looked at, but in slightly different colors. There they are. Woohoo. Gone into the pile. Skydive is pretty nice. He has the copper color present, but it's on the face, and he also has blue eyes. Turning him around, he has these wings, which you can fold out, and if you recall me saying this is one of my favorite Combiner Wars molds, and that's because it is one of my favorite Combiner Wars molds. They used it for Felbat, who's my absolute favorite version of this mold out of the two I own. And Skydive is pretty cool. He's kind of the only oddity, because he's the only one that's not white. He's gray. He's different from the rest in that regard, but he also has red. Most of them have red. I always tried as a kid to try to figure out what color they all have in common. The answer is I don't believe they do. Other than, like, black. That's it. Actually, I don't even think they do because... Oh, no. He has black. Black's the common color. We've done it. We've done it. But, like, as far as a main common color, like, every other one's white, but he's gray. And then they all have that copper color, except for Fireflight. And then it just falls apart. Like, I just couldn't figure it out. It's a weird thing I always tried to do. As far as it goes, pretty nice. As I mentioned, reuse scissor parts. The whole lower half's the same, except for this back section back here. But, I mean, he does look pretty good. He is... I find he might be a little more sparse on the paint than the others, though, because the red chest, I kind of wish there was some silver in there. But it's still my favorite mold of the bunch. And as far as his head sculpt goes, he has just a generic face, but it's kind of a cool shape. And the way the wings and the cockpit on the back go, you can fold them out and everything. I mean, he's just my favorite one. He just is. I mean, he looks cool. Looks nice. Transformation, no point, like I mentioned. We'll get to his weird trick, though, because I don't think anyone in their right mind would actually need help with these guys. I don't think. It's one of those things where it's like, these guys are just so dumbed down and simple. Like, once you've bought one of these and transformed it, you've transformed all four. But his trick is, if you come to the chest, up here, and push here, it unpegs, and then it hinges back into a farther spot. Ooh, cool hinge. Fold down these, and there you go. There is the jet mode, which looks pretty nice, like I mentioned. I like the gold wings. I like that the body of it's mostly gray. I mean, it looks nice. I especially like those gold wings, though. And I like how it's on the tail fins as well. It looks great. And I also like the little hints of red throughout. It looks really cool to me, and I like this one the most. I also kind of like this kind of bluish cockpit. It kind of doesn't look blue, but it is. Really dark, kind of cyanish blue color. Pretty nice colors on this guy. And as far as the jet goes, just a really nice jet. They also, in Japan, repainted this as Ghost Starscream. What a weird set. That was the Cyclona set, and it was such a weird set, because it had, like, Prime Breakdown. It had, like, a bunch of weird stuff going on in that one. It was weird. But, like... yeah, that's the deluxes. So let's get into the final figure, which is the only new figure of the lot, and that is Silverbolt. Silverbolt from Combiner Wars. The meme, the myth, the legend right here. He is every figure since his release in 2015. Or is it 2014? It was 2015. 2015, 16. Damn it. There it is. I found it. So finally prove... 2015, I was right all along. And, I mean, he's alright. This figure's like the epitome of mid. I never gave the ratings on the other two. They're both 4s. There you go. The other two are 4s. That's the rating on Skydive and Air Raid. And as far as this guy goes, he's good, you know? His accessories are fun-ish. Buckler thing. Long gun. They definitely are not the Combiner gun. They couldn't find a better way to do this. This is the Combiner gun, by the way, but like... what? Look how long that thing is, it looks like it's supposed to be a pistol, but it can't be. It's like a sniper rifle without a stock. As far as the back goes, absolute mess, like most. You kind of fold the wings out, but, you know, you know. You got the whole jet thing back here. The legs are kind of different. Like I said, primarily white and orange, which has not been a color scheme we've seen since Alpha Bravo. But the orange color is kind of that copper color, but a lot more dull. He also has a bit of a chip here, which I really noticed for some reason. I mean, he looks fine enough in the robot mode. Looks good. Head sculpt's kind of nice. Head's out of frame, and I'm aware of it. He's kind of tall. Said, new figures are way shorter than these older ones, which is kind of nuts to me. There's his head. Very nice, very square. And this is actually the second one. My original Silverbolt broke on me after I'd combined him too many times. His head fell off. Not his head. The superion head fell off. Which the figure still would have worked. I was just really mad about it. And, I mean, it's good enough. So let's just look at the articulation. He has a ball joint in the head, forward and back, outward, elbow, swivel, forward, not so much back, restricted by the tail fins, and a double knee joint, and that is really it. And, yeah, just everything but a waist, really. Also, wondering why these arms are like that. I'll get to it in a minute here. But let's just get into Silverbolt's transformation. So to transform Silverbolt, first thing I'm going to do, come to the head, push on it, flip it in, it's gone. Take arms, fold them out, rotate them like so, and then take his legs, rotate them outward like that, flip out this panel, flip in the heel, like so. And then flip the wings down, flip the cockpit forward. It's kind of on that weird double hinge, so you gotta like flip it like this and then down, and then come to the back tail fins and just fold up that. And he does have this, but it's usually kind of weird to get out, and to get out the landing gear, you kind of have to use the gun, ironically. Like, it's gonna stop. I'm currently throwing things everywhere here. Trying to get down the landing gear. There we go. And there's the alt mode, which is a Concorde, the only one I know the name of, and yeah, it's good. Except, oh dear God, it's Silverbolt. Remember? Silverbolt can never not look like this. This is just Silverbolt. He will always and always have the whole robot on the bottom of the alt mode. Other than that, looks pretty alright. It does have the Concorde nose thingy, which I'm kind of worried about doing because it's a soft rubber material. And also another soft rubber material back here. This little pointy bit. But I mean, he looks good in the alt mode from above. Literally only from above, ironically. That's it. All of that looks kind of bad. But hey, he's decent enough, and that's just Silverbolt. So let's get a group shot of all the aerial modes, and then we'll get to the combination. And here's all the aerial modes. And I mean, they look good as a group. I mean, I know someone's gonna say there should be another jet in there, not a helicopter. Yeah, there probably should be, but like, they're called the aerial bots. Helicopters are aerial vehicles, I guess, you know? Makes some sense. But I guess 4 planes makes more sense than a helicopter for most, but hey, there they are. So how about we just get into the combination from here, and to start the combination, we're going to start with the legs, obviously. So we're going to move Silverbolt and Skydive and Air Raid off to the side, and then get into the legs, which are Alpha Bravo and Fireflight for me personally. Starting with Fireflight, flip everything up like that. Flip these in. Come to the legs here, open them up, push forward. Flip that like so. Flip that down, give the knee, room to move. Come into your pile of parts, grab his sections here, which is this one here. And I kind of like to fold that forward and then fold that down a bit. And there is one lag assembly for Alpha Bravo. Come to the front, split the helicopter cockpit in two. If you can, this one here never likes to move sometimes, but I just got it to go that easily, ironically. Just after saying that. Come to here, and uh-oh. You can kind of see that crack there. Do you see that? That little crack right there? It's stuck. Oh, his really sucks to get open. I have no idea why, though. Fold it down like that, and then fold those up. Come in the pile, grab his gun, foot thing. And I usually put their accessories on Superion's hips, so there is your two legs. Bring in Silverbolt to start this up. Fold that down, fold that back, and then fold these back as well. Take the arms, fold them straight down because they're the hips. I like that they flip the thing on its head. It's kind of awesome. And then you take these and put them in there, like so. And we're obviously going to need a little boost up here. We always do. And alright, so next thing I'm going to do is come to the top of Silverbolt, flip down those bits like so, and leave the rest like that for now, and get into the arms. So for Skydive here, fold these forward, take these and do that, flip the cockpit section back, flip these up, flip these down like that. Flip that like so, and then do that. And then take his arm. Now to do his arms, it's really odd. It's kind of the way they have to bend, really. It's kind of the odd part about them. It's the weird bend they do. It is just a strange bend. There we go. There it is. I use him as left usually, so we'll go left with him. And then get his combiner fist, which his does not like to stay in. It's actually really loose. The tolerances are really bad on it. Like, if I shake it enough, I'm sure it would come out. You can kind of feel it move. But, nope. As I mentioned it, there it goes. So yeah, he kind of has the worst combiner fist port of the bunch. So there is one arm, and now to do the second arm here, which you just go like this. Take his arms, and then they fold back like that. Peg in, fold that down, open up the legs here, fold them forward and down, like that. And then you do this, and then fold it down like so. Fold it down. There you go. And peg in the arms. And there is that. So now for the rest of Silverbolt, because I didn't want to do the head reveal right away. There it is. Come to the crotch here of the figure, which was Silverbolt's chest, obviously. And there is a bit that I need to try to get to here. There's it right there. There's also a bit of dust in the way. Sorry about that. And you can then take his head, flip it like that. That'll slot in to the tail fin. And then you can take the rest of him and do that. And I'm just going to pack on the accessories because kind of need to. Just for storage purposes. I store him in a box now, unfortunately. But fold that down, up, that there. Peg that one there, and then come around to the back. Peg that one on there. Push him back a little bit. And as mentioned prior, there's his gun. It's gonna be a righty, so he doesn't drop it. And there is, I don't know why, I feel like he's standing a little weird. He has Bruticus legs, but I don't think he does. But there is Superion, and he is probably one of the best. He's probably my second favorite outside of Bruticus. He really is just a really nice looking combiner when he's all said and done. Like, he really looks nice. Like, nothing else to it. He looks good. He's also one of the only ones I have confidence in posing as well, because it doesn't feel like he's gonna, like, fall apart half the time, because all of his bits are pretty sturdy. As far as his articulation goes, he has a swivel in the head, forward and back. I don't know why I use that arm. Outward. He does have that double elbow. Coming to the hand here, he of course has his wrist swivel. The hand moves and everything. Thumbs, grabbing. No waist. As I mentioned, Motormaster's the only boss that has a waist. Forward and back. Outward, knee joint, and of course the swivel you can actually get at the top, and the feet do rotate. So good articulation, but man, I just like the look of it. I do. As far as kibble and everything goes, I mean, it's fine. It's good enough. I mean, as far as the combiner figures go, he is the second best in my opinion. I still like Bruticus the most. But that is Combiner Wars Superion in a nutshell. I didn't give Silverbolt his rating. Silverbolt's like a 3.5. And anyway, but the Combiner himself, he's like a 4.5. I actually really love the look of the Combiner. I really do. I don't even know what I gave Bruticus, but I must admit that the rating system is absolute bull. It's meaningless, unless it's actually a bad figure. It's meaningless. I just feel like it sometimes. But anyway, that is Combiner Wars Superion. Really great. Awesome figure. If you could ever get your hands on him, I'd recommend him. Said, I don't think we need a new Superion yet. I think this one's perfectly good. But anyway, this has been my review of him. This has been Eilt Elite, signing